Well, like it's like the sound effect of a knife.
Yeah.
It always goes shring.
She's right.
It's also the sound of an erection.
It is.
We're making very important commentary on the sound of a knife, Soren.
Mm-hmm. And I'm making the same commentary of the sound of a boner.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to What We Play in the Shadows.
My name is Abe. I was Employee of the Year. Now I'm dead meat.
Pull a gun on me again and you're dead meat.
Dead meat! You might actually beat me. You really think so? Hell no. You're dead meat.
Hello once again, and welcome to What We Play in the Shadows, your horror game save haven. I am Zoran Gavoyich, and over across the way we have...
Gina DeVivo, Zoran's very cool babysitter for the day.
Just because I'm dressed like a penny boy?
Yes.
For those who are listening, I am dressed like the penny boy from Final Destination Bloodlines, an outfit I totally did not borrow from James that he wore on the kill count.
It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Bow tie, poppin'.
And you're here to just make sure I stay in line, that I don't...
And go to bed on time.
Okay. Yeah, I need that, actually. I go to bed far too late. I'm just trying to get that John Wick Simpson skin in Fortnite. It looks like John Wick.
It just looks
Yellow.
like Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
It's like a jaundiced John Wick. No, it looks
So he's
like...
he's not like stylized into the
yes, I was
okay,
kidding.
he's
Yes.
okay.
It's not just jaundiced
I don't
John
know.
Wick. Jaundiced Wick.
John Diswick, very nice.
Yeah, I stayed up too late trying to get 25 headshots. And I did. So I got him, and I feel proud. Anyway, today we are talking about Final Destination.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to try between Gina and Ben, who's
Ben's
of course
back.
Hi,
here.
I'm back.
He's back. It's good to see you, Ben.
I was in Italy and now I'm not.
That's a summary. That's true.
That's true. That's all true.
So we are going to be trying to turn Final Destination into a video game because
Yeah.
there has not been a Final Destination video game out there yet.
Wild.
And I think that it could be a good franchise to adapt, especially since it's becoming popular again, thanks to Final Destination Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at dead meat, at least in the kill count, the Final Destination kill counts are some of the best performing videos we've ever had. There's like something about this franchise specifically that just like latches onto people.
It's insane.
It's too fun.
It is. I mean, it's about the kills. It's what the kill count was made for.
Yes.
It is the kills. It is about them in such elaborate Rube Goldberg style ways of killing people.
Exactly. And those scenes just burrow into your brain and
Mm-hmm.
never, ever leave.
None of us can pass a log truck.
Never.
Yeah.
Never again. Never again. Gina, how familiar are you with the series? Like, what have you seen of the series?
So I have seen, when I was very young, the first one, don't remember it super well, other than just like, the iconic moments,
Mm-hmm.
the airplane and the opening sequences and that sort of thing. I remember the third one super well. Watched that one the most. No, the second one, the log one.
The second one's the log one. Yeah, third one's roller coaster.
The second one I've seen many, many times, and I have seen the third one. I have
Okay.
not seen Bloodlines yet.
Okay, but you've avoided the
'Cause that's
Final
the one with-
Destination
I
Part 4.
have,
So
yes.
thank God for that.
No, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the one in the third one, right?
Third
That's
one,
the
yes.
roller coaster one?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then the fourth one is the worst one in the franchise, according to my wife as well, who watched all of them. She'd never seen any of
Wow.
them. She watched that one and went, "This is awful."
What's the big
NASCAR.
Oh, it's the Oh, right, the
And
NASCAR one.
It's the one that's in It's in 3D.
Yes.
And the effects are very CGI heavy and just
right.
doesn't work. But then 5 came back around, and I think 5 was fantastic. So I was very happy with 5 being
That
the
trailer
end of the
got me.
franchise until we've got Final Destination 6. So this franchise started in 2000.
Oh.
Yeah, 26 years ago.
Wow.
We started Final Destinationing. And then it was basically every 3 years. Part 2 in 2003, then 2006, and then 2009. Then we jumped to 2011, and then we waited a crap long
Sure.
amount of time to get to 2025 for Final Destination 6. And I think we're on track for another one in either 27 or 28 now.
Nice.
So the franchise has its legs back, and we're on
Gonna
board.
cut them off.
We're going to cut off those legs. Figuring things out, let's get a little bit into the movies. I think what we need to establish is the kind of the rules of the franchise. Like, what are the things, when you think of Final Destination, rules and then core kind of elements that you're like, if we're making a game, what do we need that makes it Final Destination?
Okay. Well, we need the opening. There's always a big opening disaster.
Okay. So we need a big opening disaster. Are we going to try and adapt a disaster that already existed? Are we going to try and create brand new disasters? What do you think?
Well, okay. So I was thinking about it, and like what setting is the most fun to have a Final Destination event happen in?
Yes.
I don't think it should be a real world. Well, maybe it can be a real world event, but
like the Hindenburg?
That's what I thought you meant, like a history moment.
I'm saying repeating ones that have done in the front, like we're doing a video game adaptation of the first movie or something like that.
I want something new.
We want completely new.
New.
I agree.
Another rule.
So yeah, what rules do you remember from the franchise? Because I have a list.
The things that come to mind are there was always a psychic event where
the premonition.
There's
usually,
a premonition.
Yeah, premonition.
There is always like it's hard to remember because there are sometimes characters think that they've figured out a way to break the chain.
They throw wrenches in it.
But
sometimes
then,
literally killing people with wrenches.
Yeah, like Clear survived the first one, but then got. So like you never really escape it by the end. It's like I guess the other rule is you can't escape death.
I think technically, canonically, only one person has ever actually escaped death.
Correct.
Who?
Yes, that would be Kimberly Corman from Final Destination 2.
Right, because she died and then
she
died
again. Her premonition was like, I keep seeing this vision of this doctor like trying to strangle me, and it turns out she was resuscitating her after she drowned. So she drowned, and according to of course William Bloodworth, which we have to pay homage to the great Tony Todd, who the franchise mainstay. And again, fourth one didn't have Tony Todd in it. So that's another reason that movie not good. He was William Bloodworth. He was the one that kind of, when he says a rule, then we kind of follow that. He's like the rule setter.
Okay.
And so basically established that death's design, you have the premonition.
Yep.
Something's going to happen. Great. Person freaks out, leaves. Whoever goes with them, they are saved from that event.
Right.
But now death is going to come back and kill them in the order that they would have died.
Right.
And so that's in the first one where he's tracing kind of like the fuel line or electrical line or whatever. And it's like, this one did this one, you fell over here, you did this. So that way we could figure out, okay, this person's next, this person's next, this person's next. Bloodworth said that the only way to avoid, to finally escape it, is to bring new life into the world.
Right.
And so that is either bring new life into a world or die and come back. Basically, you did die, so technically, yes, and then you're a new life. The other one is about pregnancy.
Right.
That was the original ending to Final Destination 1, was that there was, that actually, it was Alex Browning and Clear had a baby.
Oh.
That was the original ending. Instead of the, I think, return Paris trip. It was just, hey, we broke the chain because I got pregnant and have a baby, even though Alex ended up dying in the original ending. He got electrocuted.
That makes sense. They kind of, they do kind of bring that back in the second one, and that is a plot point. But then later you realize that the pregnant woman was never going to die.
Correct.
In the crash,
the pregnant woman was not part of it. So
count.
That was a great misdirect for that. And then I'm pretty sure this rule is broken though, because of Final Destination Bloodlines.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Because Bloodlines is all the people that were supposed to die in this event in the 60s were having kids and everything like that, and then just kept going. And Death was like, a lot of people, I'm pretty busy. I can't get to every one of these. So he starts killing them and then their next generation and next generation because the kids should not have existed.
Yeah.
So he just starts wrapping up all of it within that. So that kind of breaks that new rule. But still, the dying and coming back rule still works.
There's no background like headlines of Kimberly dying in one of the future sequels.
No. He actually, Bloodworth says, I've only known one person to survive, and that is Kimberly.
A long time ago, a young woman named Kimberly Corman found herself on death's list, just like you. And when her turn finally came, she died, flatlined. But her doctor managed to bring her back, and that broke the chain.
Yeah, Bloodlines like officially establishes that Kimberly's the only one to
alive.
survive.
Hoping she comes back in another one. Love to see Kimberly again.
There is also the other rule, right? That if you kill someone, you get there.
I'll get to that one. So the new life is you die and come back to life. She actually died from drowning, so that's fine. That works. But then there was another the main character from part 6 died and then came back to life. And I think a doctor was just like, well, you didn't really die. I mean, your heart stopped, but that wasn't like dead.
What?
Well, technically, you weren't dead.
What?
I mean, if you were unconscious and Charlie got you breathing again, then your heart didn't stop.
So they're like, what? And then a train comes and they get crushed by logs. So that allowed death to kill them. So no survivors in that one. So then Ben was saying the kill rule established in part 5. If you kill someone, you get what life they had left. So if you take a life, then you can get their years, basically.
Interesting.
And that plays out very interesting in part 5 because Nathan, he ended up accidentally killing a guy that he worked with who like fell onto a hook and died. And then he's like, oh, I guess I got his time left. And so the movie continues onward. Everything seems fine. And then he learns that that guy actually had was going to have a brain aneurysm or a tumor or something. And he only had a certain amount of time left. He's like, hey, I only had like a month to live. And then he's like, what? And he's crushed by a plane engine.
Oh, boy.
The company did an autopsy for insurance purposes. Turns out Roy had an enlarged blood vessel in his brain so big, it was about to burst. They said he'd be dead any day now.
So, yeah, it is how much you do. And they do a fun little play on it in part 6 where they get that rule from Bloodworth and they're in a hospital and they all look at the maternity ward and the babies and go, I'm like, no, we're not killing babies. We're not killing babies. But that would be a way of continuing. If you wanted to kill a baby.
What?
Rightfully so. This is the face that she...
What? Do they think that they'll get the full 80 years even though they're in their 40s? You can just keep killing and become immortal, or just...
You could. If you wanted to just keep killing. I mean, that's an interesting idea for a movie, is someone that is continuing to kill to just maintain their life.
Wow.
So no one's explored that fully more so than in part 5. And so the other one would be skipping. So if this person was supposed to die and you intervene and save them, then it skips over them, goes to the next person.
They go to the back of the line, right?
But then it loops back around and starts again.
Yes.
So it's just an endless kind of thing that's just going to keep going and going and going.
Yes.
So that was established in the first movie. And then the other one established in Final Destination 2 was you can't die until it's your turn.
Right.
And that was Eugene tried killing himself with 6...
Take control of it.
Yeah, he fired a gun and there were 6 blanked, like misfires.
Right.
In there. And shout out to T.C. Carson, the OG Kratos right there. Yeah, I think those are our main rules. Also, don't fuck with death. That was a new one for the 6th one, which is, hey, if you're not in the plan, but you try and fuck it up, he's coming for you. And that's what happened to Eric, which you probably know. There's the MRI kill is one of the famous ones in that.
In the 6th one?
In the 6th one, the MRI kill is...
I have not. I've only seen the trailer, the piercing kill.
Yes, I will say that there is a character that gets sucked into an MRI machine from magnets.
Oh!
Yeah.
Why?
He's got a lot of metal on him.
Oh. Different than the piercing guy? Why are there so many metal-based kills? Oh, it's the same guy?
Zorn was trying so hard to talk around.
I was really trying and you kept asking.
I don't think you were really trying. You caved so quickly.
I'm sorry. I asked too many questions because I want to know.
Gina wanted to know and I had to tell.
I was preparing lies and then the truth just vomited out of Zorn's mouth.
I don't lie.
I do.
I don't lie. I got to set a good example for my child. So there you go. So those are our basic rules of it. And now, before we dive into our full brainstorming session, I want to acknowledge that there's a few games that exist slightly Final Destination wise right now.
Are they fan-made?
No, first one is Final Destination 3. The DVD had a choose your fate mode.
Really?
So it's basically, you can watch the movie and there are choices that pop up, like heads or tails. Do you set the tanning bed to 76 degrees or 73 degrees? Based on what you select, there's full other scenes that play out, that change. The heads or tails one, if you pick the wrong one, basically everyone gets off not everyone, a bunch of people get off the roller coaster without ever having to go on it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie just ends.
Oh, great.
After the first scene. And then it has like Animal House like little cards saying she went on to become a professor of criminology and this person went on to do this thing. So it's just like, you get to get their backstories and then it's over. And then it goes, did you want to try heads? Like, yeah, we want the movie to continue. So it lets you re-choose it. So that was a whole feature on the DVD that you could do. And I will say the coolest one on that is when you set the temperature to a different one, rather than the girls getting burned alive in the tanning beds, one of the girls gets out. She actually gets out of the tanning bed and she gets knocked out. She's like on the ground and then eventually gets up, gets her other friend out. But as she grabs her friend's hand, the bed breaks and surges electricity through both of them. They're both electrocuted and killed in a different method than them burning before. So that is a completely different death scene.
Okay. In that, did they re-record
They filmed it. They filmed alternate scenes of everything.
What?
A lot of them are just minor dialogue changes that still end to the same kind of route. That was the one that was like a full other, like, oh yeah, this is a whole other bit and slightly different death that happens there.
That's really cool.
And then Frankie Cheeks, the guy who's trying to get upskirt shots of girl, like the really pervy guy, you can save him from the drive-through where he gets a engine in the back of his head. And if you do, it like tells you he ended up sexually assaulting an undercover cop. And then it asks, did you want to change that? And you're like, yeah. I will change that to something else. I'm like, this is what it told you to do.
Wow.
So some people didn't need to be saved in the Final Destination film.
No.
That is a very simple game. Probably the first Final Destination, the only official Final Destination game. Another one's called Death Coming.
Okay.
It's made by Next Studios, and you are a Grim Reaper who has to create accidents to kill people and harvest their souls.
See, there we go.
It's done in an isometric perspective, kind of like God view, and you just see these little, like, legless, they kind of look like what are they called? The little people? They were just like the round people toys. I think they're called little people. They were just round little people. They didn't have legs. They were just like little round.
You're so much older than us.
Walking around. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, that's what they kind of look like because they don't have legs. They're just hopping around, living their lives. And then you go and you like poke at a flower pot that falls.
Sure.
When they're underneath it, kills them. You get a soul. You have a certain number that you're trying to get per level. It's like each level is just a little puzzle that you're trying to solve by getting people to die.
Yeah. I like the perspective of playing as the Reaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are playing as the Reaper. You click on plants, AC units, manhole covers, and then the levels get larger and more complex. There was one in like it was like a dictator that you're supposed to kill, but you can't actually kill him, so you have to arrange things. And then like you found that his wife was cheating on him, so you'd like open a secret room with a bed that the wife would go into and start kissing a guy, and then he'd have all his guards shoot them, so they'd die, and then you'd try and get the other ones into like acid vats and things like that. So it's very cute. So very much Final Destination inspired for Death Coming. And I will say Fortnite did have a Final Destination tie-in for their Havoc Hotel mode, which was not much. Really was nothing at all. There were some environmental traps and there was an escape fate like revive mechanic.
Okay.
Which basically just revived you so you could do the level again. But Havoc Hotel is just you go through room after room shooting people, clearing out a room, going to the next one, getting a gun upgrade. It's like a little roguelike. But then there is, I don't know if this ever got finished, but it's called Final Destination Terminal. It was a fan-made text-based survival game.
Oh,
It was all text. It was just text-based. It was credit to Reddit user Corbin D88. And you're a survivor fighting against death in a dynamic hazard system and trying to avoid traps and, electrical things. And each level would be dynamically created. And then there was an AI for death that would, if you kept going to like the same closet, it would learn and figure out what that is. And it was highly invested in the lore of the movies where you could find Mrs. Luton's mug, who's the one that, had the mug over the computer that zapped and everything like that. And you can find a suspicious brick. And if you know what that is, do you know the suspicious brick?
I don't.
That's how Devon Sawa's character died in the second. It was
yes,
literally like
falling brick.
A
falling brick. Yeah,
It was just like a news article.
Yeah, the
being
news
like,
article.
Really? After everything?
After everything.
A brick. And there's even a character from the never released Wipeout novel. Because there were 6 novels.
I can't believe that.
sorry, I'm just gonna go through the novels because they're really interesting before we get into the
Do it.
the
Rapid
thing.
fire.
We have the base. This
Number
way we
1.
won't repeat any of the events that they also did in there.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
basically, I just have like the event. That's really what each novel is. So the first one
Right.
is Dead Reckoning. There's a 19-year-old who sees a nightclub collapse.
Ooh,
So
yeah,
nightclub,
that's horrifying.
Rave, boom.
Yeah,
I mean, we
boom.
have a really good nightclub death in the collection.
The collection.
Yeah, I don't know. You haven't seen that. Ben's seen that
No.
one. He's like a Jigsaw style killer,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically there's all people just having a rave, having a good time, and then big spinning blades just start coming from the ceiling and just cut up everybody. I had to kill count that scene.
Oh, that's gross. I always just
Oh.
think of the Mike Flanagan Fall of the House of Usher, that
Oh.
nightclub scene
Yeah,
where the water
Was it
tanks
acid?
above
Yeah.
the water tanks above the warehouse are full
Mhm.
of acid.
yeah.
Ew.
We can't show any of that footage on this.
No, it was
So gross.
that one was brutal.
So Destination Zero, you're a journalist, and there was a train bombing. And then there's End of the Line, where you're a nurse who's playing a game called Sucks Racing,
Okay.
which is a game where you're injected by suxamethonium, and you run until it takes effect, and you basically are dying, and then someone brings you back to life. It's like a weird like race that these doctors would do that then they'd have to be brought back to life through defibrillator.
How does that work? Because
And then
that's
there's a
sort
train
of-
crash.
But what? And then there's
This is
a train
the very
crash?
bare. No, there's I was just like that was just a detail that I thought like, what is this? Called Sucks Racing.
Huh.
Yeah, Sucks Racing is a thing in there, but that's not the event. The event is a train crash. So just a
Oh,
general
okay.
train
I was
crash.
like, does Death just get like really mad that the souls keep coming in and
He's
out?
like,
and he's
"Come
like,
on."
just what? Pick one.
Wow, there's a reason it's called Sucks Racing.
Yeah,
Jesus
it sucks.
Christ. Then we have Dead Man's Hand was an elevator crash in a Vegas hotel based on the Stratosphere.
Oh,
The Stratosphere, which
Oh.
similar to Final Destination Bloodlines
Yeah?
is the, big tower that they had in that one.
Oh, is that what the event
But
is?
that
in
one,
6?
depressing ending.
Good to know.
Main girl dies of HIV
Oh.
In which one?
in Dead Man's Hand.
That's the event?
No, the event was the elevator crash, but then she makes it through everything and then ends up getting
That's
affected.
awful.
Which,
What?
honestly, it's always been a question that I've had is like, why doesn't it just give you cancer and just move on?
Yeah.
Instead
was
of like,
that a
I've
thing
always
that
got to
Death-
do these dramatic,
That's
like,
what
Because
Death
they
did?
have whimsy.
Death has whimsy, but you know how many people he has to take care of? It's a lot. It's a lot. So the final ones are Looks Could Kill. You have a model who sees a yacht crash.
Okay.
And then at the end, she gets a text from Death
She gets a text?
who runs her over in a bus that he's driving.
Death?
I don't know how accurate this is. This is, again, me doing basic research on the Final Destination wiki of these things. But the fact that she gets a text from Death that distracts her and then she's hit by a bus. And then the last one was Death of the Senses, which is a homeless man who sees his premonition is actually murders committed by a serial killer. And so he is trying to stop a serial killer. So that was the
Oh.
first one that I feel like really broke from the large event. It was just him seeing all these deaths that were related to this one person and trying to track him down. So it became like a
Interesting. So that really throws a different wrench in it because you assume the reason there's sort of these big events is because it's like it was always going to happen and like
Yes.
a natural thing rather than a murderer with will is doing it.
yeah.
And therefore Death is still like, man, I wanted those.
Yeah, because they are all accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them are
Involved free will.
premeditated.
They're just like, no,
yeah, no
something
one is
broke,
planning these things
and-
out aside from Death. And the last two would be just quickly comics. There's a comic called Sacrifice, which is a bus accident, and Spring Break is a hotel explosion. So those are what have kind of been covered so far. So that's a backstory of our Final Destination series, kind of the ideas within it.
Okay.
How are we going to make a game, Gina? How are we going to make a game?
Well, now that we have these rules,
Mm-hmm.
and someone has already made a game from the perspective of Death,
Yes.
so I suppose, are we straying from the formula that we are playing as the premonition and protagonist, or are we going for a third-party omniscient observer?
I mean, yeah, I think it's you're either going to be controlling death,
Or the last person in the line?
or you're going to be controlling the person who is kind of having the premonition. Mm-hmm. I think.
Or it's a multiplayer and you're every single person, starting with the first person that was supposed to die, and then
swear
when
to
that
God.
person dies, you have to switch to the next person.
Do
Zorn,
not make
have you
this an
considered-
asymmetrical multiplayer game,
Zorn,
Gina.
have you
What
considered
does
an
that mean?
asymmetrical multiplayer game?
not
Zorn,
considered it.
Zorn,
What
have
is
you
that?
thought about an asim?
No! No
Wait,
asymmetrical!
someone explain an asim
Zorn,
to
explain
me.
an asim to Gina.
Every horror franchise is turned into an asymmetrical multiplayer game because of Dead by Daylight. And actually, I'm not Dead by Daylight. Friday the 13th.
Is there another
Okay,
example?
so Zorn has not explained an
Sorry,
asymmetrical multiplayer
asymmetrical
game.
multiplayer game is one person's the killer, 4 other people are survivors. And so
Okay.
one person is trying to kill the other survivors. So if we were doing a multiplayer game where one person is death and then the other ones are all survivors and have
Oh
to
no,
survive.
that's not what I was meaning.
Oh, thank God.
No. I'm
Thank
meaning like you inhabit or you play and inhabit the person who's next in line.
Oh, okay.
And then when that person gets killed,
Ah.
then you switch to the POV of the next person in line trying to survive. And then when they get killed,
Okay.
bam, you're the next person alive trying
That's
to
fun.
survive. So that you're always inhabiting and playing from the perspective of the next person who's about to die trying to survive.
It could be in that way a little, if I'm going to simplify it with like Fall Guys. Have you ever played Fall Guys?
Yeah.
Where you're avoiding all these traps and pitfalls and things, but just a more bloody, like, okay, the one person has to survive this gauntlet. And,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're in the, in the Louvre and you're in the Louvre. And you have to avoid Thomas Crown from stealing the art. No, you are, making your way and there's electrified puddles over here and glass, like there's birds pecking at the glass above for the skylight. And you're like trying to figure out how to just maneuver through this obstacle course of deadly things there. But I do like the idea of jumping between one. And it could also then jump to the next person if you survive as well, because that's skipping
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
to the next person until you make it through. But then that also,
Which
is it
means
an
there
endless loop?
Well, I guess it's like in that case, is there a resuscitation mini game that you have to play every time once you've died?
I mean, it could also be like an endless runner kind of system where it's like not so much, or a roguelite to a degree kind of system where it's like, how long can you go before you lose every character? Your objective isn't to like your objective is not to fundamentally keep a character from dying because like there's so little systems in place in this universe where that's possible.
Yes.
It could be more of like, how long can I keep them alive?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fun.
I like that.
That's our mobile game version, I think, right there. That's the one that we get.
Okay, just because I said endless runner doesn't mean that I need to.
How many console endless runners do you have?
No, but I'm not saying endless runner in terms of like that's literally like the design. I'm saying like a game where there is not a fundamental end. Because there's also like side scrollers, roguelites that kind of just go on ad infinitum to a degree. Because also like if it gets too hard at a certain point, there can just be kind of like a fail state, I guess.
Yeah. And then
Like-
one secret ending where one person can live.
Just one
that could be
person can
fun.
live?
I mean, I guess unless
If you have the
unless
option
play
to just
that
jump in the water and
resuscitation
drown
minigame.
and
Yeah.
I mean, we
come
don't
back
have
to life.
we don't have
Or there's
any...
a mini game where you have sex and then you have a baby and a new life and that's fine.
Or you hit up these nurses and play Sucks Tracks or whatever it's called.
Or you start killing
Sucks
those
racing.
babies.
Sucks Racing.
Sucks Racing. I mean, that's the game I want. I just want to play Sucks Racing. That's what it is. You inject yourself with this drug and you see how far you can get before you pass out and die from the drug.
Yeah.
That's your endless runner with an end. There's going to be quick time events in this game. I
mean,
feel.
like
you
Oh,
can't.
it's gotta be
You have
quick
to have
time.
quick
It's
time
gotta
events
have that
that's all that.
anticipation.
That entire scene of Alex in part 1 where he's just in the cabin. That's literally all just quick time events of like doors opening. This
Yeah.
thing. Whoa. Gotta open the can.
A thing
Trace
swings
around.
in front.
You say swings?
Swings. Yeah.
Like Wayne's World?
Yeah. Well, like it's like the sound effect of a knife.
Yeah.
It always goes shring.
She's right.
It's also
Thank
the sound of
you.
an erection.
It is.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the only Wayne's World fan in this room.
No.
We're making very important commentary on the sound of a knife, Zorn.
And I'm making the same commentary of the sound of a boner.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to What We Play in the Shadows. I like that. That's a very fun idea for jumping between the individualized person. And that would just, it would keep going. If it was like a roguelike where you could get perks or things like that, like what's your home base that you go back to? If it was like a Hades style, like there's always, you jump back to something, you can maybe level up so that you have better chance of succeeding into the next one. Maybe collecting artifacts from the series.
Oh.
Like the brick.
If it's more puzzle solving than action, which I imagine to a degree this would have to be, there can also, and you can feel free to disagree.
Yeah.
There can also be an element of like the thing you're gaining is the knowledge from your last playthrough.
Oh. Yes, I guess knowledge is our true treasure, Ben. Thanks.
You're welcome. If it's good enough for Indy, it's good enough for me.
You're going to say it.
Yeah,
Goodness.
maybe the more like
I mean, you
time
learn from it,
obstacles
but
you survive.
This one I'm seeing feels more like action-y, trying to avoid all these things that are happening in this environment, more so than a puzzle-based one. If I was going to do a puzzle-based game, I would do, I don't know if anyone remembers The Incredible Machine.
A Rube Goldberg style puzzle.
Yes, you played that?
No, but that was my original thought when I was thinking of
The Incredible Machine, which I absolutely love and played so much as a kid. And of course, it was released in 1993, the original, but there was so many different iterations up until like 2011. There was even an iPad version of it, which I will say you can play it online right now at classicreload.com. You can play the full thing just within a web browser. And I loved it because it had gravity and physics to it. And it's just simple tasks and giving you a few things like, all right, there's 3 balls here and they're on conveyor belts. And you've got a little mouse in a cage that you're like, you place, you pull a rubber band, you stretch it to the other end.
Right.
And then a ball hits it. The mouse starts running, moves this ball to this, moves this. And then you put a basketball in a hoop.
Right.
Simplest thing.
Right.
So obviously, we want to kill someone.
Right.
And so we have items that we can place in this using a physics-based system.
But I feel like from that, you'd be playing as Death.
Yes, that one you would be playing as Death. And that's where when I think of a puzzle-based game, I would love to see Death trying to figure out all this. Because I've always wondered how he's planning all of these things. Because he does misdirects in there too every time. Oh, is it going to be this? No, it's over here now. And the wind's blowing over here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, she's gonna die. There's scissors right by her face. Nope, rock from a lawnmower. She's dead.
Right. Okay, well, if it is the system of,
so I'm saying the one game is the endless loop multiplayer. I think that's a great concept. We can revisit if we want, but maybe this is a Death one, kind of Incredible Machine style.
I think that one's super easy and doable.
Mm-hmm.
What is our event?
That's a good.
Yeah, like, is there a pitch of what you've always wanted to see a Final Destination movie tackle as like a fear that is like, anytime I get near this thing, I'm always like, what if this happens and it causes this?
Oh yeah, what are those innate fears? They've already done like garbage disposal for sure. I never reach into a garbage disposal.
But those are the small kills. What are
those
the
small kills? You're
big
right.
event? Like, we've got a hotel crumbling, we've got a plane crashing, we've got a train accident.
Have we had like a tidal wave or flood or something like that? Like a tsunami
kind of thing?
I mean, that one's gonna be hard to avoid, but I've always thought those are some of the most terrifying.
Very terrifying.
Like you just see this wall of water and like there's nothing that I can do about that.
That'd be water is one of my big no-nos. Cruise ship stuff.
Although now that I'm thinking of it, thinking back,
mm-hmm.
none of the events are natural disasters.
No, they're accidents.
They're all accidents from man-made things.
Yeah,
so this
preventable.
is Death saying you shouldn't mess with nature. But maybe we try and do a natural phenomenal.
I think Death just got a sense of humor and is like, what if I just pop this screw out?
Here's also a question, hypothetically. Do you want this to be set during the present day?
I don't like the present day.
Because you could do like this is set in the past at some point. Like you could do a historic
Hindenburg. We're back to the Hindenburg.
Back to the Hindenburg.
Really want a blimp disaster.
My Joey, my husband, had an idea of like a massive one, essentially like nuclear bombs
Jesus
starting to
Christ.
go, and like multiple parts of the country going off, and then it zooms out and the guy like in charge of like the computer with the the go buttons,
And then just doesn't press the button, and then we have to watch
millions
of people.
a full apocalyptic level Final Fantasy.
Maybe that's the setup for our endless runner, because it's every
it's
human
everyone in the
being
world.
on planet
Yeah, it is a nuclear disaster
that is
on a global
prevented,
scale.
and now it's like, all right, I got to
Gotta
kill
go
every
through
one
all
of them.
You just have a forever unending NPC list of death.
Well, now I'm just sad. Yeah, I think that's a good setup for the other one that would allow us to have. You're just literally millions of people just trying to survive now.
And every time you get near something, you got to do a quick time event, and if you don't survive, you go to the next.
I hate adding
person
them in,
line.
but they work so well for this style of game for the quick time events. Like, because
I like
you.
the element of a quick time event once you get near something dangerous, because that is a huge element of the movie.
It's your reaction. It's how
feel.
how fast can you react to whatever this thing is
Yeah,
happening.
and
like,
when you're
get
watching
someone
the
out of the way,
movie
do this.
and the character that you know is next is in a room full of things, and your brain is going, okay, it could be that, okay, and like there are all of these many elements that are sort of fake outs. And so a quick time event of like multiple things that could and are going wrong, which is the one that's actually going to be the thing that kills you.
Here's my dad version of the game.
Okay.
It's just your toddler.
No!
No, it's just your toddler in the living room. This is what parenting is. Parenting is being in Final Destination.
Oh.
It's literally me seeing him running around and all the shit that's just in my room, and just like he's going to run right into that doorknob, and then he's going to fall over, and then this mop is going to land on top of him, and he's going to somehow get it in his mouth.
How does everything suddenly have a sharp corner?
Everything is a sharp corner that he's like bleeding on this, and then the dog, like he steps on the dog and then slips onto a banana peel and then slips over into the refrigerator. The refrigerator door closes. The clasp breaks. He's stuck in the refrigerator bleeding with the dog that's angry at him and barking and biting him. I mean, yes, anytime I think of parenting and just a childhood, I have premonition moments of like, this is how he will die. Oh no, he walked by it. He's fine. So nuclear holocaust is just the opening premonition. Let's scale it down.
Yep.
For another thing, because we'll say another that would work for this is absolutely a Telltale style game.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do a more story-based one and literally just make your own Final Destination movie where, just like the DVD, your choices are what are going to lead to people surviving or dying in it. I mean, that's Supermassive, same thing.
Right.
I feel like
any of their games.
I feel like especially when you guys keep talking about the quick time events, it's like the quick time events I don't think would make sense in a game that is fundamentally more action focused, because it's like, okay, well now why are these events quick time, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're already dodging so many. It's not like God of War where it's like, okay, these are the epic moments. It's like, if the entire objective is generally to be dodging things, either everything is quick time or kind of nothing is quick time.
Yeah.
But in more of a Telltale or like Until Dawn style game, that does, that those games lend themselves very well to just like an easy one-to-one movie to video game adaptation.
Very much.
But I think they work really well for the Final Destination thing. So for that, if we're doing a Telltale game, what is our opening accident?
In a smaller scale, we've never had a music festival disaster.
Okay.
We've never had...
That's true.
Which
There's a lot
still
with
leads
that.
to more of an accident rather than a natural disaster.
The Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom of the Opera
Oh,
chandelier.
Broadway level disaster.
Ooh, a Broadway show disaster.
Oh.
With the musical number.
That is fun. Yeah.
Final Destination, the musical.
Can the theater kids survive?
Oh, man. If it's all just a group of theater kids, will they want the theater kids to survive? That's the question the internet asks.
Opera. I love it. Yeah, it's the chandelier, and it just kills everybody.
Well, that's one thing. What are other things that can happen in there? It's just like, and then the chandelier kills everyone. Okay. Can't really avoid that one. Where's the misdirects?
I mean, you couldn't avoid the airplane exploding either.
That's fair.
You
but
also
there's a bunch of different types of death on the airplane. There's sucked out of the side. There's burned alive.
People can get stampeded.
The stampede one is always horrifying to me. I always feel
Absolutely,
like in a crowd
that's a
situation,
horrifying. Yeah,
they've had it happen where people get like crushed and things, but just to see someone really just like their whole rib cage would like crush if like people are just running over them.
absolutely.
Would be insane. The gross effect of that would be basically just everything inside just comes out the mouth, which is like a squish.
Yes,
Just like one big, someone jumps from like a higher area and lands on that person's back and just.
If it is the chandelier moment, it could swing first onto the stage, kill a couple of the performers, knock a couple lights down.
I mean, yeah, you got the lights up there, trap doors in the set as well.
The trap doors.
Oh, a trap door. I've always had a fear of like whenever someone's going through a trap door of like chin hitting as they're like trap door opens, like tongue out, like severs their tongue, and then down into there.
Well, I'm getting heebie-jeebies. This is good.
This is good. This is messed up stuff.
Now we're cooking.
All right, Broadway. What else is there?
You got the ropes. People fall off the like rafters on the top from the pit crews and stuff. You got the orchestra in the front.
Orchestra pit, either lights on fire. For some reason, I want it to fill with water.
As the chandelier swings down, it like knocks a trumpet through a guy's face.
Wait, what? How's the trumpet going through his face?
Like he's holding it.
He's holding it. It goes through him.
Like the lowest part of the chandelier
goes over someone else.
Hits into it, pushes it through.
Oh, wow. I mean, I like the visual of someone having like a full trumpet just part coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
And then you just hear like a gurgly like...
Maybe like a clarinet. I guess a clarinet would probably be easier.
As long as we hear gurgly notes still being played, that would be amazing. There's strings from guitars.
Oh, I mean, those snapping could very easily just like.
I guess someone would have to make them like out of metal tensile, like whoosh, slitting throats and things.
Piano strings are pretty deadly if they snap.
I was trying to think of how to fill the orchestra pit with water and drown some people.
Well, it could be our own musical. It can be copying some of the gimmicks of Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, it can be originally but just
there
keeping...
could be a musical that we're inventing where there is an element that there is
I love the idea of a Broadway show disaster.
Water.
That's so fun.
Because I've definitely been to shows where they have had water on stage that was like specially made.
Yeah.
So there could be a tank that then floods the orchestra pit.
There could be like a fire-breathing dragon thing that flies over. So when that comes down,
nowadays we get so many things. Like if there's the DeLorean from the Back to the Future thing, that just is over the audience and just crushes everybody in the audience.
If anyone's like attached to a harness for any sort of like
what would be a good
thing, they could just be like sucked up and just like smacked over and over into the ceiling.
We could swing them into skewer something.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, multiple people like
dangling above a fire,
tied together, like wrapped around necks.
They just fly around like a yo-yo, catching a bunch of people in a big string.
Oh, a yo-yo where it would be like they get wound up somehow and then come back down and then just body and guts just like fall at the bottom of the... It's like it's got a good sleeper down there.
Yeah.
Oh, Broadway. Yeah, I'm on board.
I like Broadway
a lot. I'm on board for
a
Broadway murder for our Telltale game. And then who's having the premonition? Is it someone in the show that like stops the show?
I think it should be like mid
song or
when it zooms back into them, they're like mid frozen, not singing the rest of the note.
We have to stop, and they think it's part of the show, and that's why most people don't listen, and they still stay there, and they die, and they're able to get out.
Yeah, and the actors keep trying to keep going, or they accidentally re-say a line, and the person on headset thinks they then hear the line that triggers the thing, which breaks the thing.
It's just Mousetrap, baby.
It's just Mousetrap.
You know what? We don't need a video game. We just need to play Mousetrap. Hit the man into the pan. The trap is set. Here comes the net.
I do think you keep veering in the direction of like play as the survivor, and then like the more you talk about it, you keep coming back to like I want to set up the traps.
Well, it's fun. It is fun, but then I think of honestly the Evil Dead asymmetrical horror game. One person's playing as the Deadite, and it's basically the Deadite cam. It's the free roaming cam that you're just going through, and you're setting up traps for the survivors. And that's basically that kind of gameplay of like, we're setting up this, I'm putting this deadite over here, I'm doing this, I'm setting everything up so that I have the most success that people are going to die. I think this is also similar to what the Saw Genesis game is trying to do too, where you're off as the mastermind who is just setting up all the stuff and then letting it happen and kind of survive there.
What if
so
it was
that
more
is
akin to The Sims?
Oh, Final Destination Sims, baby. I mean, I have done it. I've taken the ladder out of the pool.
Instead of a life simulator, it's a death simulator.
I mean, that's what everyone does in The Sims anyway.
But
But if it was
that
set
out.
up to do it,
Yes.
with all the animations being like, okay, that is fun too.
There's an achievement for Long Con where if you play for a year and then you kill someone after setting it up for an entire year, you get an achievement for that. Oh, yeah. Having them have their relationships and everything and then just analyzing and then setting up this person dies. And
That's
trick,
closer to the bloodline.
yeah, the trick with that would be there's got to be a meter or something that judges like how much they catch on. So like if you do an accident that's just like so blatantly obvious that, you know, someone is like, when they're talking, they're suddenly just like not aware. It's like, oh, it was an accident. It's fine. But if they're like, oh, death is coming for us, we all have to, it gets harder to kill them because they're more aware of it. I don't know. There's just a fun idea of that mechanic because that's a lot of it is most people are like, I don't believe you. You're a crazy person.
Sure.
I don't believe you, so that the accidents can still happen. Because then as soon as everybody believes, they're like, all right, we're all fighting and we're all
Right.
It's harder to do that.
You have that one premonition character running around being like, no, you have to believe me, you have to believe me. And it's like, you don't want them to convince people.
So it's more like a social
Yeah, but we can't kill them because they're the
aspect.
original, the premonition person. We gotta save them for their year-long death.
Because am I correct in that the premonition person is always the last in line?
No, is that?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is always the last in line.
No, they can be like that.
Maybe
That's
it
the
is.
easiest.
No, maybe it is because that's always they're the last death we see because then it zooms into their eye. So like Mary Elizabeth Winstead was the last one. So yeah, they are always the last at it. So they can give everybody time ahead for that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, NASCAR, he was the last to die.
Rules question.
Yes.
How does the guy from the first one, Devin Sawa's
Alex
character,
Browning.
how does Alex Browning get killed before Clear if death won't let someone die out of turn?
Well, now I'm going to do this as a thought experiment. So at the end of one, it's Clear, Carter, and Alex Browning. And then things happen again. Carter intervenes and then is like, who's next? And then the sign comes.
Right,
And we
the
assume
sign.
that kills Carter. So that means it's going to just jump back and forth between Clear and Browning. So I assume that they're just watching each other's back, intervening.
Got it.
And then eventually
The brick happens and she's like,
which
I'm
I
done.
think, now that I think of it in that way, that they've just been doing this back and forth for years or however long it's been. And then Death's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He just literally, I just see a Grim Reaper just throwing a brick at his fucking head and is like, yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you?
That would be a really fun co-op game where it's just a couple, two people back and forth trading, saving, intervening.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have an ending. That's more along
That's
the
along
lines
the
of like
lines of
how
the
long
endless.
can you survive
Yeah.
the ending.
If you wanted to do something where it's like there technically isn't an ending or like the ending is hard to get to,
Yeah.
the more I've been thinking about this, the more I'm like, you could truly do a roguelite where it is like there is, because like if you think of Hades, right? When you get to the end of Hades, you meet your mom and then it's like, and you get pulled back into Hades.
Yeah.
You could essentially be breaking a little bit the rules of Final Destination for the sake of the game.
We can't do that. They don't do it in their own movies.
But you could do something where it is like you get to the very end, you always die at the very end, and then it pulls back into your eye. So it's like each run is a premonition on a premonition on a premonition.
It's kind of like a rebirth system where you like de-level your character, maybe keep some of the perks and things that you had, but you're starting at level 0 again, building back up. But yeah, that's absolutely something that
That
you
is
could do.
fun.
And
That
then
is.
eventually you get like, they actually get their way out of it. But at least then it's like they've done this so many times, they've kind of earned being one of the few who actually cheats death.
That'd be cool.
But like, what's the mechanic of that is the question. Like functionally gameplay wise, what is
I guess that
the
would just be
roguelite?
like if you die immediately in the game, it's just one of the premonitions.
Yeah.
Because they do, in the movies, they do have multiple doesn't she? Or is
in
she just because she like
Or
in the second one too? Because she has the premonition of being. Choked.
Oh, you're right. No, she does have a bunch of premonitions. She sees a bunch of things, whereas Alex in the first
She
one kind of
keeps
just
seeing
saw.
them. The one.
He just saw the one premonition and then got like the fan cut up a piece of paper that was, there's the hint system within there, which another game mechanic is the hint system. This could work in the Telltale one, that you can kind of go into your premonition and explore. And if you pick up details, it'll help you make these choices
to stop certain
events and things. Because there is the clue mechanic of the original movie where he's like, what's happening? And he sees like a newspaper gets like cut up in the fan and it says Todd. And that's the name of his friend. Like the word says that. So he's like, Todd's next. I got to go find him.
That's right.
And then he sees like a reflection of the bus when there is no bus. And so you see these little clues and things. So there should be a clue system. It's kind of like, that would be kind of like Until Dawn, the totems in Until Dawn, where it gives you just a brief glimpse at what path could lead what way or whatever when you see kind of what that is.
And I guess you'd want the disaster to happen in a way where you also are not 100% sure who should have died in what order. So part of the game is also solving who, like, what the order is.
Because then your choice is like, do you go after this person or this person? If you're like, I think they're next, but they're actually not, the other person ends up dying, and then you've got to rework that ending there.
Yeah. I like this game.
Yeah, I like all the games.
They're all pretty good.
These are Final Destination lends itself to a game. It is a game. It's the most gamey. What, like it's a pheasant? What?
Quail?
No,
I don't
quail?
know.
Something that tastes a little gamey. I mean, the movies themselves are very game. It's just like we do this, we follow the rules, and we survive, and that's all it is.
What speaks to you guys the most right now? Because we have the Telltale style story game.
Yeah.
We have the more like you play as Death Sims or whatever form you want that to be.
Incredible Machine. Say the words.
Fine. You play as Death, Incredible Machine / Sims style.
Yep.
And you have more of like a roguelite resetting, which we still don't really know what the actual gameplay of that would be. So maybe that's the least.
I mean, that's the one where I was thinking it was more Fall Guys like.
Sure.
And you're just
like
navigating.
quick.
It's more platformy. You're navigating through different hazards. You're balancing on the board to get across to this next thing. You just got to really come up with stuff that's not going to get entirely repetitive.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Fall Guys is basically just, how do we rotate these things? And now you have to use the air to jump up into this thing. And, you know, if we wanted to do the Incredible Machine version, you can adjust the gravity in there. I would say we could finally do Final Destination in space.
A space station disaster is pretty awful.
Space station disaster? We haven't done that.
Pretty awful.
Are
you
you-
got a lot of airlocks.
There's
stuff.
so many ways to die in
Broadways
space.
and airlocks. It's Broadway and Space Station are both really good.
What if it's the world's first Broadway show in space?
I would go to that.
I like it.
I would go to that.
Xenon Girl, the 21st Century Final Destination.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. It's
Now I
just
like the space
Xenon's
station
high
disaster
school
a lot.
musical.
I mean, that just lends so much. Zero G kills, man.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know why I think thumbtacks. I just want thumbtacks rocketing into someone. It probably wouldn't kill them,
No, but it's
but
gross.
it would just be gross and awful. I don't know why thumbtacks are the first thing I see just floating. Just a room full of that. Like, what would a room full of razor blades you have to like float through? Would that be enough friction that it would actually like just start cutting you up?
I have no idea.
I'm not a scientist.
No.
Nope. We're podcasters. Okay. Space station. Done. Final Destination in space can happen.
Yeah.
But I still
Because
really
then even
like-
if you survive, you're stuck in space.
Yeah, and then you're just screwed.
Yeah.
That's
If
I don't
everything
ever
just
want to go to
crumbles.
space. Do you want to go to space?
Hell no.
There it
I
is.
think of space the same way I think of the bottom of the ocean. No, we left. We left the ocean. That's up there. There's nowhere to go. You can study it. You can love it. You can look at it and be fond. I don't want to go in there. It's the death ocean that's just not wet. It's awful.
And plus James Cameron's down there all the time, and you don't want to run into him.
I mean, worse things you could run into.
You're right. Eli Roth.
Oh God.
I'd like him to be in a submarine at some point. Anyway, submarine disaster. Doesn't have to be Eli Roth in a submarine, but a submarine disaster would be another really messed up one that I don't know how you're going to go in that one, except I'm not going in the submarine.
I mean, that is what the plane is.
That's the plane.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not going to go in the submarine. Bye.
Yeah.
Is it the Disney submarine?
Oh.
Was the
No one ever
Nautilus?
dies. No one ever dies. No one's ever and is never going to die at Disney.
Well, I mean, they already did roller coasters. They already taken amusement park.
Amusement park,
although
yeah.
I think they could have done better with that one.
I have a pitch for Zorn that is very skewed towards his interests.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I like this.
Final Destination in the MCU.
Yes. Tell me
In
more.
the MCU.
Final or like any superhero.
Well, that's going to be
universe.
I'd be very interesting to see how Death's going to kill a superhero.
That is.
They don't want to die. Man, Spider-Man got beat up by the Hulk and he ain't dead.
That's true.
So
That was a good one.
it's probably going to be a brick. Spider-Man's killed by a brick.
And so is the Hulk.
Well, everyone's killed by a brick. He's like, apparently bricks. That's the weakness for everyone in the MCU. Thanos was basically the Reaper, and he just snapped his fingers. But that's, lazy.
Oh my gosh, wait. It is just, they undo the snap, and then Death's like, I had half of the entire universe down here, and now I gotta go get them all back.
That's what Spider-Man Far From Home should have been.
Yes.
That's fair. I mean, I think that's probably what Doomsday is going to be, is just, hey, all of you should not exist.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to kill you. Predictions. Welcome to What We Marvel in the Shadows. Your number one Marvel podcast.
I think my favorite one is the Broadway.
You think the Broadway Telltale game?
I do.
I
just think it's the most one that, like, the one, like, all the other ones I feel like you would play and then you would kind of be like, all right, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I played it for, a summer with my friends, and now it's done. But if I heard that there was, a movie game with in the style of The Quarry and stuff like that was about a Broadway disaster, I would be like, I kind of have to see that.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens.
I mean, I think now we don't even need the game. We just want the next one to be a Broadway disaster.
I really do.
But yes, if we were doing our own game, I think that one would really, really work well. And I definitely want a musical number in there somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. There has to be a musical number. Which one's your favorite, Ben?
What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I think that the thing with the Telltale one is that it is the easiest for me
It
to...
is the easiest.
It's the easiest for me to envision,
Yes.
and be like, yes, this would be doable.
Yes.
So in that sense, I'm like, yes, this is definitely a game that would work. I have fears with the other games. Like, I have fears with the kind of more platforming roguelite where I'm like, is there a good platformer in here before you lose the feeling of it being Final Destination?
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the idea of translating Final Destination into a game where you're working more with like traditional gameplay mechanics and like really getting kind of funky with it rather than just being like, this is kind of a story game.
Yeah.
So I want to say it's the Reaper, or it's like the Controlled Death game, or it's the roguelite, because it feels like a more mechanically interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
I just also don't know if those would work.
I mean, they work as Death Coming.
Sure.
So that game, that's where I was kind of leaning a little away from that, because it's not exactly Final Destination, but it is that basic idea of, it is very Sims-like in the way that these characters live their own little lives. They have their little paths that they go on, and then you have to intervene and kill them at that time. It's not because of the Final Destination rules that they're dying. It's just because you're a Grim Reaper and you need souls.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what that one is. I mean, I just like a mobile game Incredible Machine one, but that would be very fun for me. And just basically it's just a reskin of it, of just, instead of a mouse in a cage, it's birds that fly into glass and then smash a boy in front of his mother. And if you get extra points for making her cry.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic Final Destination. Oh, there's so many good deaths in this series. It's just...
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, a favorite death?
Yeah.
In Final Destination.
What's your personal Golden Chainsaw kill from the franchise?
Oh, man. The only one I'm thinking of right now is the log.
Mm-hmm.
But because they added the additional bit of when it goes through, it's not just like the log going through the car. there's so much blood and viscera
the
that's like
whole head
off
on the
the
back.
edge of it.
Yeah.
That detail makes me love it. But also in Final Destination 2, the guy that gets the fence.
Yeah, Rory.
Rory, there you go.
Like
Yeah,
double
the double fence,
and then he just
is-
slides.
and I love that they did it practically and then comped it together as well. And so that's what I always admire about them. I mean, there's so many good ones, but that log one just sticks with me of just how much blood and everything and the slow motion just smashing of it. It's maybe not the most creative, but is the one that I think stuck with me the most. The one from, I mean, Eric's MRI kill is insane. And obviously that's why it won the Dead Meat Awards this year, because it's so many layers of just awful things. And it even has a reference to the poster for Final Destination 4.
Really?
Yeah, because on that poster, it's 3D, and there's like rebar coming through the eyes or something, and he has a tattoo on his stomach that is basically the skull from the poster, and then bar like comes out of its eye. So it's such a brilliant little nod to the history of the franchise, while also being an awful, awful kill.
Yeah.
Do you have one that comes to mind?
Pretty much all the deaths from the second one are the ones that are in my brain the most.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I really always had a hard time watching the scene where the mother's head gets caught in the elevator, because all of the other deaths are like tend to be really quick and like you're smashed by a massive thing, you're dead in a second. And hers is so excruciatingly long. From
And
the ones I've
there's more
seen.
hope to it. It's not like a sudden thing that happened. Oh, the girl that gets her head smashed in the pipe in the car. Like the airbag goes off and does that.
Oh, yeah.
That one got me in theaters because I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That
but
was
again,
so
a
fast.
quick death.
But
Hers
yes,
is
you're
like
saying
she's sitting there for like a good minute, just like
got her hair caught by that hook in the thing. Ma'am, my amputee limbs. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just carrying them to the basement.
And she just had to feel it for so. It was like, ooh, that one just they.
And then you're like, maybe she does get out, maybe she won't get out. But that was A lot of them tend to be like misdirect, quick death. Misdirect, quick death.
Are there any kills you'd like to see in our game? Any specifically that you're like, I'd like to
all
design
the
this
ones we
I want
said
the
in
yo-yo
Broadway.
the Broadway
the
kill.
Broadway kills.
Well, that's the big one though. Is there any like small, like little
so
kills?
once we get out of that, going back to like innate fears that you have, just the simplest one is like carrying a knife in my mouth or hand or something, just like for a second. I'm just like, I had to pick something up.
Sure.
And so I just like put it in my mouth for a second, but then I get bumped, I slip, and then just like, something like that.
That's
really,
awful.
I think of that sometimes. That's why I'm like, I never do this, but I'm like, I really need to do this for this one moment, and I just hope it doesn't go well. Or I'm,
walking under an overpass and someone chucks a bird scooter on me.
Specifically a bird scooter, not a lime scooter.
Either one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just that's what we want of them.
When I was a kid, I had an electric scooter that I rode around. And
God, he did it. He killed someone. He's admitting it on our podcast.
I remember I was riding it once and I was going downhill and I pulled the brake to slow down and like the brake mechanism broke and came out. Like I don't know what broke off. But the point is I couldn't brake anymore. And I was going downhill straight towards a river and I had to bail out. And I'm like, maybe you could do something with that where like someone's on a bike or an electric vehicle and the brake just fails them.
Yeah.
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 And then they go over the overpass and then land on you.
There it is. And it's actually, they survive and it was your kill.
It was your kill. Yeah.
That'd be a fun misdirect there. It's like, oh, this person's going to die, but it turns out, nope, they're okay.
No, they landed on someone else and it broke their fall. So they
Yeah.
actually survived.
Oh, yeah. No, there's so many awful, horrible things that that people can die in.
Yeah.
And we're going to celebrate it in a game.
Woohoo!
So I guess, so I think a lot of our picks are Final Destination, Bloodway? Broad Bloodway?
Bloodway?
I don't know. Or Death's Design. That would be probably the other game.
That's the death one.
I think it would just be Death's Design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Destination curtain call.
Ooh. The last curtain call.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
The show is closing.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think that was very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun experiment into that. So let's get to our end here. And this is going to be an interesting question. Gina, who should kiss?
I forgot.
You're staring at me. I'm like, this is the thing that we do every episode.
Who should kiss?
Is this in our game, who should kiss, or just who should get a kiss of death? How about that? Oh, we're not allowed to say that. Because pretty much everyone in the franchise dies.
Yeah, they all.
Yeah.
Maybe they should all kiss. Just, a little joy before the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone should kiss, and then death comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And then
in our game,
smashes all their heads together.
The stage manager and the head of the lighting department are in love, and they should kiss. And we're silently rooting for them the whole time as the lovers.
It's a beautiful moment. The lights are on them, and then they fall onto their heads, electrocuting them. Giant light crashes on them, and they're forever kissing. But it's now burnt skulls stuck together, and you just see the EMTs taking it out, just like the pulling of their burnt faces out like that. I'm a father. I just want everyone to remember that. These are the things I think of. I used to do comedy, and now I think of these things.
You've always thought of these things. Go back and look at your comedy catalog.
That's very true.
All horror
There's
themes.
always blood. Blood is funny. Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's who should kiss. I'm not even going to go anywhere else with that one.
Beautiful.
And so other question is, what you playing?
Well, you're going to be really surprised with this one.
No. Seriously?
It got a new DLC released today, Bubbly Basin. I'm never gonna stop playing Pokopia. I swear that I will play a different game soon, but you have to make me. They released
That's the only way I
whole
can get
new
her.
game.
I have to do
a whole new game, Zoran.
I have to do. It's just amazing that that's our first episode too. Is Pokemon?
Yep.
And you continue.
It's been every time.
Every time. Pokopia. Well, that's fine. I'm glad that you're still enjoying it and that there's a new DLC for it, which I will say, $35 for the DLC. F you.
It's
that's
basically
ridiculous.
It's a whole new realm, and I was fine with it. And you don't have to.
How much have you spent in
They
Fortnite?
released all the patch updates and all the stuff for free, which I thought was great.
How much have you spent in Fortnite? Zoran?
We don't talk about how much I've spent in Fortnite. We don't talk about that. It'll be put on my tombstone when I die, and everyone will go, "Oh my God." And I'd be like, "Yeah, but I have 8 Spider-Man skins."
I'm excited for the new Fire Emblem game, though.
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna play
for
that when that happens.
Hell
it looks
yeah!
so good.
I've not gotten into any of the Fire Emblem games.
Three Houses
They're very
is
fun.
so
Three
good.
Houses is great, and the new one looks also sick.
Who did you romance in Three Houses, Gina?
I was Petra. I loved Petra.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember being super on board for Petra.
Petra's great. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So that's the end of the episode.
Zoran's left.
Bye.
Excuse me, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Resynced Black Flag, which is absolutely gorgeous. And it's so weird. I would say the weirdest thing is now the interface, you start it, and it shows a timeline of every Assassin's Creed game. And then you select what you want to play. And then I don't really understand what it does from there if it makes me buy the game, because I don't own all of them. So I just play that one. But it is absolutely beautiful. It is wonderful to be back in that world. And that is hands down my favorite Assassin's Creed game, because I played that first one and collected all the things. I chased shanties through the trees so that I could listen to them while I'm on my whaling ship.
Nice.
Yeah. So very fun. But just a few hours into that one because I just don't have time for all of it. But I'm gonna keep going at it. Now that Fortnite's dying down the season, like I said, got my John Wick skin. I have nothing more that I need to prove to Fortnite. I am not collecting all of those sprites like James is. So kudos to James, man. He has a list and he's trying to get every single sprite. But that system is very broken. I talked to him about it, that it's hard to organize sprites. So yeah, so that is what we've got there. And so...
What are you playing, Ben? Thank you so much for asking, Zoran.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just talked about Fire Emblem for 3 hours.
It's not out yet.
Yeah, in Three Houses. That was years
Three
ago.
Houses is an older game.
Yes, I'm saying you just talked about it for a while. All right.
It's
What are you
true.
playing, Ben?
I'm playing 3 things right now.
Really?
I have I have Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm playing with my girlfriend right now. So it's we are doing co-op playing through
Sure.
it. Then I also have, because I just got back from Italy, I was like, I want to replay Assassin's Creed 2, walk around Florence and be like, I know Florence.
Wow.
So I'm playing Assassin's Creed 2, but that's the game that I play with my girlfriend, but when she doesn't feel like playing a game. So that's like when she's in the mood to just like be watching something or doing something else at the same time. And then when I'm just playing a game on my own, I'm playing Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh,
I just bought a Switch too.
I love Donkey Kong Bonanza. Man, yeah. There's so much more that I should do in that. I did not do the DLC in that one because I'm waiting for it to drop down in price. But I love that game. It was so much fun. God, smashing things. And I can't wait to when Phoenix can play it with me and he can be on my back and doing other things. I don't even know what she does.
I keep looking at the co-op setting and I'm like,
it's it's similar to like Mario's hat in like Mario Odyssey where it can just like help pinpoint things or like shoot some things or something like that.
Make them have of equal value or get out of here.
Well, when you're playing with a young child, then
yes,
they need something simple that I can control and do everything, and then they can be interacting.
I didn't think
with
about
it
from that dynamic. I was always like, as the partner being
well,
like,
I will say,
I just get to float around while you actually play the game. I'd rather just sit next to you and watch you play a game than just press a button every 5 minutes.
That's how I feel about Resident Evil Revelations 2, where you're like Claire and then the other girl just has like a flashlight that just like makes items appear. Like has no actual fighting ability. My brain is so full of Resident Evil 3 right now that I can't remember Revelations 2. But anyway, in that I was just like, let's play co-op with my buddy. And then he's just like, there's a ammo you can pick up. There's a thing you can pick up. Fun,
yeah.
So here we go. We're going to end our episode a little bit differently.
We are? Why didn't you tell me?
Well, yeah. So I don't have a key to throw away this time for our key TSD because I wanted something Final Destination wise. And again, there's still a rat in here and there will always be a rat.
He lives there now.
He lives there now.
He gobbles the keys.
Since I am dressed as the Penny Boy, I've got a bad penny right here.
A bad penny?
The penny is a major player in Final Destination 6.
It's quite bad.
Oh,
we're going to watch this. We're going to watch this movie, Gina. You need to witness it.
Do it since you are the Penny Boy?
I'm the Penny Boy, and I'm going to go. Another episode has been unlocked. And that's supposed to trigger a disaster, like something falling from the ceiling.